What is up, best ones worldwide? It's the best one, Donnie here, back with a brand new San Diego Comic-Con Aew Jazwares reveals reaction video. If you're not a best one yet already and you want to watch me rebuild my collection or relive my nostalgic memories and eventually watch me review probably all of these figures that are getting revealed today, recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, because of course you already know the grind is real. And if you guys haven't checked out my WWE Mattel Day 1 and 2 reveals, reactions, I would go check that video out. Lots of stuff we covered. I wanted to separate the Aew Jazware and the WWE Mattel stuff this year because there's so much going on with both Jazware and Mattel, and AEW revealed lots of upcoming figures, and we're going to talk about it here. I'm going to give you guys my reaction. So, with that being said, let's get it. The grind is real. Just want to put a disclaimer out here that I am recording this video on Friday, July 25th. So they might end up revealing more things that are not in this video. And if they do that, I will be doing a whole nother video towards the end of San Diego Comic-Con. And let's start things off by talking about the display over in the Jazware booth at San Diego Comic-Con. I love what they did here with the AEW figures, and it's pretty much like old television screens here, and it's got rendering images that are flashing, which I think is a really cool concept. And some of the figures that we are going to be revealing today aren't the best images because we haven't got to their panel yet, but we did get some on their social medias. So we are going to try to give you guys the best pictures possible here. But I just love the way that they do their displays. Last year, they had the mountain. This year, they have the television screens, which is so cool. And I do want to talk about the displays here. So we do have one with Ric Flair, an upcoming AEW Luminaires edition. Flair in the Unmatched series. We have the standard, which is the pink robe, and the chase that is blue. And then we do have a new Jeff Jarrett figure that's going to be coming out in the upcoming Unrivaled wave, which I do love that they did put the classic guys together in there. Also, we do have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 1 of 1,000 Swerve Strickland in one of the television displays, which you can only pick up at San Diego. Unfortunately, you can't get it on the vault, can't get it on ringside. You're probably going to have to pay second market prices if you're not at San Diego. And this is one that I definitely want to try to get my hands on, but I just don't want to pay that second market price, which is why I skipped out on that Sting and Kenny Omega a while ago. And then also on display here, we do have the new AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view figure that are exclusive to Target. We have an Orange Cassidy with the AEW International Championship. Does look like it's a re-release from a couple of his older figures, and he does come with an event Double or Nothing chair. And I'm noticing that they are starting to have these chairs coming out since this year with the Sting's retirement match figure that was also in the pay-per-view line. So it looks like Orange Cassidy will be having a Double or Nothing chair. Then we got to see the AEW All Out Kill Switch figure in the black and maroon red attire. And I think that this one looks so much better than his Unrivaled figure that came out in Series 17. So this will be a pay-per-view line exclusive that you can get at Target. And then we also got a upcoming pay-per-view line figure that hasn't been revealed yet until seeing it in the display, and that is Full Gear Swerve Strickland, and it looks like he'll be coming with the event chair as well in his red attire. Swerve right now is over, in AEW, so I'm not surprised that they are producing a lot of Swerve Strickland figures, but I actually really do like this attire. I think this is one I'm definitely excited to pick up. Then we also did have the new Ringside Collectibles exclusive Adam Copeland figure in his Toronto gear that he wore against Christian Cage for the TNT Championship, and he does have Spike with him. And I believe you can pre-order this right now on Ringside Collectibles. And I also really do like the display here that they do have Jon Moxley with Spike in his back. I love the way that Jazware does these displays. Then we also do have a new Timeless Toni Storm coming out pretty soon. And it looks like she is sharing the shelf with Mercedes Moné, which is going to be also an upcoming figure in the AEW Unrivaled 18 wave that you can pre-order on Ringside Collectibles. And we did get to see a bunch of new AEW figures inside the ring. I do love the way that they displayed that with all the upcoming figures, especially in the Unmatched 12 and the AEW Unrivaled 18 wave. And I think they just did a really good job with the display. But now let's talk about AEW Unrivaled 18 that you can go pre-order right now on Ringside Collectibles. And let's start things off with the Scapegoat, Jack Perry. This is the figure that a lot of AEW fans have been waiting for. And we haven't gotten a Jack Perry figure in a very long time. I think the last one we got was AEW Unrivaled Series 10 or 11 when he was being Jungle Boy. So this is definitely a massive upgrade. He's got the full beard. He's also got the Scapegoat wristband or armband on. And he will be coming with the soft goods cut-up shirt that does say Scapegoat on it. I wish that we did get like the Scapegoat mask with this, but maybe eventually that'll be a Ringside Collectibles exclusive, probably down the line. Then moving on, we do have a new Mark Briscoe figure, and this will be his first time in the main line. He does have a couple Ring of Honor Jazware Vault figures with his brother Jay, and this will be his AEW figure, which I'm excited to add to the collection. Mark Briscoe is regularly on AEW Dynamite, so I think that this is a great move. He'll also be the chase here, and it looks like he'll be having a soft goods shirt as well. And it does look like it's his cut-up referee shirt, which I do like that it's like camouflage on the black stripes. I think that that's a really cool touch. And I do hope eventually we get like an MJF like as the referee when he tried to cosplay like Shawn Michaels from 97. But this Mark Briscoe looks really good. And they've been doing a great job with the Briscoe figures so far. Then we also do have a brand new Samoa Joe, and I think that this is from AEW World's End when he defeated MJF for the AEW World Championship. And I will say, this is a figure I'm definitely not a fan of. I think the torso looks way too small. I do love the black and yellow attire, and I do respect that they tried to do a new head sculpt here with Samoa Joe because his hair is a lot shorter. He doesn't really have that mullet style going on currently right now. But I don't know, the head sculpt, there's just something off about it. But Samoa Joe, it's either a hit or miss a lot of the times, and I think that this one's not going to look good in final production. I'm not a fan of it, but I really do like the replica championship that he will be coming with. It will have the Samoa Joe nameplates, so I think that that's a really cool touch there. Then we also do have Jeff Jarrett. This is going to be his first time in the main line because his first AEW Jazware figure was a Ringside Collectibles exclusive, King of the Mountain in his red attire. But this one here is his black and red, which I actually really do like a lot better than the exclusive. And he will also have the long jacket as well, which I do love the designs here. It's pretty much a repaint of the Ringside Collectibles exclusive. But I do like the Double J is going to be in the line. I do hope eventually they can give us an old school Jeff, maybe in the Luminaires eventually. Also, we do have Okada, and he just got his very first figure a couple weeks ago that was up for sale on Shop AEW and the AEW All-In StarCast event. It's a Shop AEW premium figure, one of 3,000. And he will also be having his first mainline figure that will be coming out in this wave. Pretty much a repaint of the exclusive, and he will be having the AEW Continental Championship. And finally, we have a first time in the line, Mariah May. And I thought that this one was going to get canceled because she did just debut in NXT, but it looks like she's going to be the standard and the 1 of 5,000 chase. And I believe the chase is in her all white attire, while the standard figure is in like this like baby pink, baby blue attire here. And I really do hope that they do have a Blood and Guts 2-pack coming out with her and Timeless Toni Storm for their cinematic match that they had. I would love that, but this will probably be maybe one of her only figures. But I'm glad that we are getting it because it is probably going to be a little while until we get that WWE Mattel Blake Monroe. And I really did enjoy her run in AEW. But we also do have another exclusive Blood and Guts pre-order right now in Ringside Collectibles that was shown off, and that is Jon Moxley. And I think a lot of us AEW Jazware collectors are just Jon Moxley out. And I think the Jon Moxley fans want to have a bald Mox already. I think it's long overdue. He's had the bald head sculpt for quite a while now. And I'm just sick of seeing this receding hairline, head sculpt. This is basically a re-release of the Walmart AEW Supreme figure that we got not that long ago, but it does have some new cloth goods with the Death Rider shirts. And I believe this is from his match against Orange Cassidy, I think at Wrestle Dream. But I do think that it was a huge missed opportunity to not give us a Swerve and Hangman Blood and Guts 2-pack. I could just name so many other combinations that I feel like would be a lot better and probably would sell better than just the plain old Jon Moxley. This is one that like I want to get, but I also don't. I love the Blood and Guts line, and I do hope that they do reveal something because they can't just give us just this Jon Moxley. But now let's talk about the AEW Supreme figure that was on display and that was revealed. And it looks like this will be an AEW Jazware Vaults exclusive. So it looks like the Supreme line will not be at Walmart anymore. And we're going to be getting a Will Ospreay coming up. And I got to say, I love this figure. Probably my favorite reveal of this entire AEW San Diego Comic-Con reveals here. I really do like the new head sculpt that they gave Ospreay because he does have the longer hair going on, and I do like that they do have it parted. A lot more accurate to his AEW run because those first two figures that we did get earlier, I think was when he was a part of New Japan still, when we got the All-In Wembley exclusive and his first Unmatched figure. I do love this yellow and green attire that Will Ospreay is wearing. I love that they haven't changed the packaging either because this is one of my favorite mint on card collectible figures that I do love to get signed and collect for my collection. And I also really do like that this is going to be a Jazware exclusive because it is going to be a lot easier to get than having to hunt down so many different Walmarts. And, oh, man, this Will Ospreay I'm excited about. And he even has interchangeable legs as well with the white and green attire, which is one of my favorite features when it comes to the Supreme figures. But now let's talk about some of those rendering images, some of the reveals that we got on the television screen, and we even got on AEW's social media. And we might as well start off with Chris Jericho. We're getting a New York edition Jericho, and I believe this is from the Hammerstein Ballroom. Ring of Honor Jericho. He will have the ROH Championship, and he also will be having, it looks like, his Statue of Liberty mask on as well, which I do like that little accessory there. And I like that we're getting more things that are Jazware Vaults exclusive, which I do really like a lot. And to go with that Chris Jericho, we also do have a Matt Cardona figure in his Ghostbuster-inspired gear that he wore at Ring of Honor. I believe it was Final Battle against Chris Jericho. And he will come with the soft goods jacket. And I love this gear, and I'm not surprised at all that Matt Cardona got himself an AEW Jazware's figure. I friggin' love it because I do not support Power Town at all, so I don't want to get that figure of him and Brian Myers. And he hasn't really had a good premium figure that's articulated and stuff until now, and we got to add the ROH legend Matt Cardona in there, so I'm actually very stoked about that. Moving on now to a 2-pack that we're going to be getting as an exclusive, probably similar to the FTR figures, and that is Magnum and Turbo, the Outrunners, and these will be their very first figures. I'm really excited about this. I think that they are one of the hottest upcoming tag teams in the AEW tag division, and I think by the time we do get these figures, they could potentially become AEW World Tag Team Champions. I think that they have a really bright future, and I think that it's a smart move to get these figures out now. And you're not going to be risking it as much having it on the Jazware vaults because you can make them more limited so that they're not just pegging on the Walmart and Target shelves. But these figures will have their Miami Vice colors, the blue and the pink, and they'll also have a soft goods shirt in there that does have a picture of them in like a cartoon form, which I think is so friggin' cool. And we're going to be getting the headbands and the shades and all the bells and whistles, which I really do like there. Moving on now to our next exclusive, we have a Darby Allin, and it looks like he's going to have that thumbtack face mask. And he's also going to have a flamethrower as well when he burnt Jack Perry on fire. I think that the accessories on this one are amazing. Darby Allin's one of my favorite guys to collect, and this figure is definitely one that I might consider getting both mint on card and loose because I think getting that flamethrower is so friggin' cool. And it looks like they're going to have like different interchangeable flames, so you can have it a little bit longer, you can have it shorter. I think that that's going to be really cool for the people that do figure photography. So now let's get into a couple more of the Ring of Honor reveals that we did get here. Some classic guys. Starting things off, we do have a brand new, first time in the line, Dalton Castle. That's going to be a Vault exclusive. And man, you want to talk about somebody who is toyetic, who is super underrated. I think Dalton Castle is that guy. He'll have his plain blue trunks, and he'll also have this incredible soft goods long jacket there that pretty much just has all the different colors going on. I do like that it's white. We got like this checker pattern going on, and we got the pink as well, which looks good. Dalton Castle, I think this is going to be a fun figure to get in hand. I will say I'm surprised that we didn't get a Matt Taven or a Mike Bennett. I think that that would be a really cool modern and maybe even like a classic figure there. But moving on now to the next ROH legend we got. That is Colt Cabana. We're going to be getting a fully articulated Colt figure. And it looks like it's more of his modern look. I kind of wish that they did give us a little bit of a throwback Colt from like maybe like the mid 2000s. I think that that would have been a really cool figure. But at least we are getting a Colt Cabana. We get to finally add him to the collection. And I think it's long overdue that he gets a figure because he's somebody that really loves the toy business. And I think him finally getting a figure, this is well deserved. And he'll even have the headband. He'll also have his jacket as well. Then we also did get a rendering image of Athena. This is also long overdue as well. This will be her first Aew Jazware figures. And she will have the wing, she'll have her white attire, and she'll even have her Ring of Honor Women's Championship that she's been holding for 1,000+ days. And I do think that this is a great move to have this figure come out because she is going to be starting to be on regular AEW programming. She did say that on the AEW All In media scrum. So I do think that this is a good move to finally get her in the line. And I think her last good figure was at NXT TakeOver Elite. Amber Moon. That was such a long time ago. So I'm glad we're finally getting an Athena for our AEW women's collection. Then we also do have here, oh man, this is probably my favorite reveal of this entire thing, besides that Ospreay, and that is a Ring of Honor Christopher Daniels. And I'm so glad that like they actually gave us an updated photo before recording this video because the television ones are so hard to like really like dissect and like really talk about. But this Christopher Daniels, it looks like he's going to come with his jacket, and he's even going to come with the Ring of Honor World Championship. And this reminds me of that TNA Marvel figure that we got, his rookie figure back in the day, which I am all for getting a Christopher Daniels. I'm surprised we never got one in the early AEW Unrivaled or Unmatched wave with Kazarian and Scorpio Sky with SCU. But honestly, I'm glad that they are choosing to go with a throwback Christopher Daniels here. And man, this makes me want to get extras of these guys like Daniels, that WCW Legends AJ Styles, getting an EC3 and Austin Aries, NXT Elite, and doing a whole TNA shelf of articulated figures of guys that are getting figures. Because this Christopher Daniels, you could put in a TNA shelf because he did wear this attire as well in TNA. But man, I am very excited about the Fallen Angel finally getting a well-deserved updated figure. This is definitely long overdue. But now let's talk about some of those rendering images that were flashing on the television screen in the display at San Diego Comic-Con. And starting things off, we do have, it looks like it's going to be an upcoming Unrivaled wave. And we do have here a Kyle Fletcher. It looks like he's going to be the standard and the chase, but it won't have the buzz head, unfortunately. The standard will be the black and the red attire, and the chase will be white, and it will be a 1 of 5,000. Kyle Fletcher, I think that he has a very bright future in the business. I think that this figure, perfect timing. Moving on now to another first time in the line figure that will be joining the Aew Jazware collection, and that is the one and only Ricochet, and it looks like he'll be in his trunks. We obviously have gotten a couple WWE Elite figures of him throughout his time in WWE, but this will be his very first Jazware figure. And he's also another guy that's been regularly on TV, and I feel like this is definitely a very good pace because Ricochet did debut only a year ago. So I do like that they are actually trying to stay up to date with certain figures. And yeah, this Ricochet definitely looks very good from this very blurry image. Moving on to our next guy here, we do have like a gray prototype figure here, and that is Hologram. He's going to be getting his first figure. He does a lot on AEW Collision that not a lot of people watch. Honestly, I would have preferred having somebody else take that place, but honestly, the Luchador figures, AEW usually does a really good job. Those Pentas, those Rey Fenixes still hold up to this day. And getting Hologram, I am all for getting new characters. And moving on, we do have a Commander figure. This will be his very first one with the white and the red attire. Another Luchador guy who you definitely should keep your eyes on. And then we do have here another first time in the line that will be in the Unrivaled or Unmatched wave, and that is Roosh. And I think that this figure looks incredible. I do love this jacket he's going to come with. Then we also are finally getting an updated Chris Statlander figure, and this will be our second figure in the line. And since her very first one that was a shelf warmer and one of the cheapest figures on Ringside Collectibles, she has changed her look for quite a while now. And I'm digging this black and white gear that she's wearing. She also will have, looks like a robe with her. And I think that this is going to be a massive upgrade. Chris Statlander is somebody who I've been following throughout her entire career. She did a lot around my area in the independents before signing with All Elite Wrestling. So I'm excited to see this. And we also do have here another first time in the line, which I'm loving that we're getting so many different first time in the lines, whether it's AEW or WWE. Just makes me excited to add new characters to my collection. And we get to add a Beast Mordos figure. And I think that they definitely should be using this guy more. And I'm actually glad we're getting a figure of him because I do think that this is going to be one of those toyetic figures that's going to be very similar to that Kill Switch we got in the latest AEW Unrivaled collection. Then we also do have a brand new Kenny Omega in some green and orange attire here. Head sculpt looks very good from these blurry images. And honestly, like, these figures are definitely looking great overall. And I totally forgot to talk about some of those unmatched figures that are right now up for pre-order on Ringside Collectibles that are displayed in the ring. And let's talk about some of them. So we do have here Juice Robinson, which, yeah, this figure looks incredible. It's long overdue that he gets one. And I love the airbrush gear and the beard and the afro. I don't even know why he shaved the friggin' beard. Huge mistake. And even going with the plain, like, Undertaker gear. I don't know what that is, but I do like that we are finally getting a Juice Robinson figure because we do have Jay White. We do have the guns, so that kind of completes Bullet Club Gold. Then we also do have here a rendering image I almost forgot about as well, and that is a bald Jon Moxley. It's about friggin' time. And I'm sure once we get this out, we're going to be getting a lot more of them because they do love to overproduce his figures. Then we also do have a Roderick Strong in the ring, and this figure looks great. This is around the time when he was doing the whole Adam thing. So he'll have the glasses, he'll have the neck brace, he'll have the soft goods hoodie, which I really do like. I think that looks incredible. And just overall, I think they did a great job here. And I do hope that we get more reveals so that I can make a part 2 to this. And I'm just glad we're getting so many new characters to add to the collection. The only thing I will say I'm disappointed about is not getting a brand new MJF. I feel like we need to get a Supreme MJF already. There's so many looks that they can do for him, and I would just love for them to start like overproducing MJF figures. He is the biggest draw. And I do feel like we might probably get a Hurt Syndicate rendering image maybe at some point during the con. But guys, let me know in the comment section below which figures are you looking forward to that are going to be coming out in the upcoming AEW Ring of Honor lines. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a best one yet already, recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now. Turn on the post notifications for more awesome pro wrestling figure videos. The link's down in the description box below. You can follow me over on my social medias, and you can go check out We Are Wrestling. Nothing but pro wrestling content over there that is not toy related. And if you guys want to get yourself the Best One shirt, they're available now on bonfire.com/bestonebrand. It is the link down in the description box below. But, of course, to all the best ones out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.